Hey everyone, Nat Daddy here, and let's go over the weekly review. Here's about 20 or 21 books of this week that I grabbed. I read a lot more, but this is what I thought was interesting and stood out, and thought you guys might want to have some attention brought to it. So let's start off with one of our independent books here. We got Mad Cave, Dark Pyramid #2. This is the book about a woman who is going to try and find her missing boyfriend who went missing during climbing some cave mountain climbing. Seems like this town has kind of hiding it a little bit, and it seems to be some kind of supernatural presence there as well that has maybe come from this dark pyramid that's buried deep in this cave that this dude probably fell into or was. So see this and how the monster is coming out now and attacking everybody. So kind of a cool supernatural monster movie set up in I think it's up in Alaska. I could be wrong there. So lots of fun there. Some pretty fun artwork too. I like it. We have the Detective Comics Annual for 2025. So this is their once a year thing. They have a couple stories in here. The first story is kind of neat. I liked it, by Al Ewing. Shows Batman trying to solve a mystery inside this high-tech bachelor's house. That's kind of cool there. Really nice artwork. I really enjoyed that. And the second story, I didn't enjoy as much, but it was cool. Some great artwork in that. All right. Not a lot for DC this week. From Image, we have issue 1 of Lost Fantasies. This was a pretty cool book. I really enjoyed the artwork on here. Kind of gives kind of like a something is killing the children feel to it. Very appropriate. It's about this person who has these kind of magic powers. It's kind of like a magician. They were orphaned and left behind, and someone found them, so this person raised them in that, and now they go around dealing with all this mystical stuff that goes on. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of I won't say kind of magic stuff in here, but there is definitely some supernatural and magic stuff in there where the person, the main character, the guy, he doesn't know his past, except that he was abandoned, and there is something magical about him. He does have these tattoos that he can use that kind of like, I wouldn't say sidekicks per se, but almost like sidekicks, and when he sees, they help him out as well too. And then while he's in town on this case investigating something, he's come across these other monsters who are trying to stop him. So they have a big fight there. So I like this kind of a supernatural feel to it. Check that one out. That is Lost Fantasy. Another independent comic here from Mad Cave, issue #1 of The Slasher's Apprentice. The title kind of gives it away. It's about this woman. She's very, very much a fan of slashers and true crime and that. She does her own true crime podcast and that even. And she's been following especially this one villain who wears a lion mask, and he's been a serial killer for years. So she's actually traced him down to his last and his latest victims in that. And he thinks he's being captured at first, but she's actually tracking him down to be his apprentice. So I won't say that's a spoiler there, because that is in the title itself. But a neat story so far about this average young person who takes an obsession too far. From Image, we have issue 2 of We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. This is about a young girl, and her father is a scientist. We kind of get the feeling that maybe he was like an evil scientist, and his island base was attacked, and he was killed, and now the robots that he has created, and there's one main one that kind of has a very similar personality of him, it might even be his personality downloaded into it, is left to take care of his daughter, who is being chased and tracked by these evil Illuminati type of people. So interesting fun there. I liked it. See where it goes. Kinds of crazy nonsense in there. And I did enjoy the artwork on there as well too. So we'll see where that goes. From Archie Comics, we have this third issue of Archie as Mr. Justice. And it's more of the Archie in this new superhero character being Mr. Justice. So shows him and kind of an origin story of him having to deal with the fallout of being this hero and that. So this is all part of that Archie superhero universe that they seem to be slowly expanding on the last few years. So some new Archie stuff there if you're a fan. World's Finest Annual. This is the third part of that We Are Yesterday crossover that's going on between this and Justice League Unlimited and the Batman and Superman. We have found out that that Inferno terrorist group that's been pretty much outthinking and outplaying the Justice League so far is old members of the Legion of Doom that Gorilla Grodd has brought back from the past. And this is more, diving into the story, the next chapter of it. It shows them trying to work together and finding out how their future is pretty sad, how they all kind of, don't turn out the way that they want to be villain-wise, and how the heroes are kind of winning nowadays. So I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the artwork in here. Kind of has a kind of like old, a little bit of an old 70s, 80s feel to it, I think. Maybe like 60s feel. But I like the artwork, especially the coloring in that here. And this short little crossover is pretty good so far with Legion of Doom and Justice League and that. So I'm okay with it. There's part 4 coming up next week. A book that I am really enjoying is from Image. This is issue 3 of Jason Aaron's Bug Wars. It's kind of like John Carter of Mars meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's about this family at a house. Their backyard is full of insects and insect-like people, little people that live there. And the father, before he died, was an entomologist. He studied bugs and that, and he died during his work here. It looked like the bugs had killed him. So this family, which consists of a mom and 2 sons, have moved back there, and now they're dealing with what's going on there. The youngest son there seems to be like a chosen one. He's been shrunken down by this magical amulet that has given him some powers from his father, and he is a kind of like a savior in this bug kingdom. So really like the artwork in here. This is definitely an adult comic book in that, mature-wise, in that action-wise, language-wise, and it's just fun so far. I really like it. So if you're a fan of like kind of John Carter on a alien world, but in a a tiny bug setting, this is pretty good actually. So check it out. And I really do like the artwork on here as well. Very, very detailed. Second issue from Mad Cave of Crushed Depth. This is in a future where the surface world of the Earth is non-livable. We don't know exactly what has happened there, but there's some kind of global climate issues that has caused people to not be able to live on the surface. And there's this one submarine here that's been living underwater for many, many years, if not decades. And somehow, while they were researching something, a new life form has crawled onto the ship or gotten onto the ship here. And now we kind of have like this alien setting going on where this life form is trapped on the ship and it's slowly taking over people and killing people and that. So if you're a fan of alien movies and that, this is definitely a pretty cool book for you. And there again, some great artwork. Lots of great artwork this week. We have the last book of the Silent series, the Silent Missions from G.I. Joe. These one-shots that were coming out once a week, honoring the issue 21 of the original G.I. Joe series, the Silent issue. This one has Duke, where he's infiltrating a Cobra Island and hopefully getting in and out doing his mission without getting killed. So see lots and lots of action here. Great coloring here. Really enjoyed the color on here. Some weird color combinations here, like purples and greens and mauves and pinks that you wouldn't expect to see in a G.I. Joe comic, but work out really well here. So I am a G.I. Joe fan, and I enjoyed all of these Silent Mission books, this one included. One of 2 Godzilla Versus books this week. Godzilla seems to be all over the place. He's been doing these IDW shots of Godzilla versus major American cities. This is the Godzilla versus Los Angeles one. And we got 4 stories in here of different views and perspectives of Godzilla attacking Los Angeles. It's alright. If you like other Godzilla stuff, you might enjoy this. This artwork on the second one was kind of neat. It's kind of cartoony. And the third one here was a little different too. It's almost like a, almost like a, do-it-yourself kind of D&D type of write-up. But it was alright as well too. I definitely have been enjoying more of these Godzilla books here. These Godzilla versus the Marvel characters. So far we've seen Godzilla versus the Hulk, and then before that was the Fantastic Four. Now we're seeing Godzilla versus Spider-Man. Some pretty cool covers here. I like this one on the left here, or sorry, on the right here, where it kind of looks like an old 70s issue of Spider-Man. But also lots of great issues. This takes place in right after Spidey coming back from the Secret Wars back in the mid-80s there. So again, this is a very 80s theme. Has a lot of humor in it. The artwork's kind of neat in it too. Kind of has a little bit more of a cartoony feel to it. Modern feel. Lots of action and color. But it has Spider-Man versus Godzilla. And of course, this being the time when Spider-Man's just getting and learning how to use that symbiote soup there, that ends up taking over Godzilla as well. So if we see the symbiote merging with Godzilla and becoming this ultra monster, so that's a lot of fun as well too. A lot of things here do tie into the original canon and stuff, so that's kind of cool how they link it in. And it shows in here too how Eddie Brock becomes this god Venom at the end, which is like a combination of Godzilla and Venom, I guess. I'm sure we'll see that person in the Spider-Verse versus Venomverse stuff coming up. The 6th issue of Hornsby and Halo. This is part of the Ghost Machine universe. This is the story of 2 teenagers, one being a son of heaven and one being the daughter of hell. And they've been sent to Earth to live in opposite lives, kind of just to appease the cosmic balance in that. And the last couple of issues, they've slowly been learning of their heritage and that. And this person here, I believe his name is the Heretic, I believe his name is. He is there to show them their ways in that. So it's kind of fun. Like I said, these are characters part of that Jeff Jones universe with Redcoat and all the other characters, Geiger and that. So this is a little bit more of a younger read based on the characters in that, and a little bit more of a comedic read as well too. So I do like this one. Again, you got a lot of heaven and hell conflicting stuff here. So, and of course you got 2 young kids having to deal with being young kids and all that as well too. So 4th issue of the Kill Train from Mad Cave. This is that series where in this society, to help control with population control or population overpopulation, once in a while there's a lottery and randomly a subway car or subway train full of people gets picked to be killed off. And this is the story of currently this woman and some of her friends being stuck on it. And she's trying to not be killed on it. But at the same time, she's been a lot of stress over her life. Hasn't been a great life trauma-wise. And she's kind of having a nervous breakdown. as she does this as well too. So the people that are trying to kill her on the train aren't really who they seem, because she's having kind of like these visions. And so, but it's a fun book so far. Shows her working her way through this kill train, trying to get to the end and survive without dying, and also dealing with a bunch of mental health issues as well. So Mad Cave's been putting out some pretty awesome stuff. We have the second book from Boom of The Last Boy. This is a kind of a story, a sequel to Peter Pan. What happens when everybody else grows up and Peter Pan doesn't. And we saw at the end of this last issue that he was trying to pick a fight with Captain Hook and his pirates, only to realize that no, they're not into it anymore. They've kind of gone on with their lives, and Captain Hook was eaten by the crocodile, which was mostly caused by Peter Pan. So Peter Pan can't deal with any of this stuff. How everyone's getting older, and he's trying to stay young in that. So he's trying to do these adventures, and kind of being a dick about it as well too. So I like this book a lot. I do like the art in here, and we see that there's kind of like this evil person here who is trying to take out everything, Neverland, and Peter Pan included. And Peter might have met his match. So. The fourth book of Rick Remender's The Seasons. This is a book about 4 sisters, each one with the name of the seasons, and their parents have gone missing, and they live in this town where this kind of supernatural circus fair carnival shows up. And when this carnival shows up, bad things happen to the towns and previous places. So we see how this one daughter here, which I believe is Winter, is the youngest, and she's trying to figure this all out, while her older sisters and that are having their own problems in life as well too. So we can see how this circus has gone into the town now. It's kind of, I won't say pulling the wool over everybody's eyes, but there's evil and nefarious stuff going on in the backgrounds that people aren't seeing. So I really like the artwork in this book, lots of great coloring, and we'll see what happens with the sisters in this supernatural circus. One of my favorite titles that have been out is the new Thundercats launch. We're at issue 15 already, I can't believe it. And we have mostly a book here about Lion-O being stuck in this dimension that he's kind of fallen through when he escaped Mamra's temple there, kind of this wasteland. He's had to live surviving against monsters and the elements in that, and he actually does come across this other Thundercat, which is we know to be Apex, which is an older version of him, like an Old Man Logan version of him. So I guess he's going to help him through this wastelands here. So I really like how they've been expanding on the Thundercats mythology in that. Issue 16 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Everyone's been loving this series here. This one is all about Mysterio, and it's kind of like an origin story for the Mysterios. And it turns out there's been many Mysterios over the years. It's almost like a cult type of thing. And the one that is currently going on now, we see, is Gwen Stacy, who was married to Harry Osborn. So we see how she's been part of this all in the background, seeing her side of it, while the current Spider-Man stuff was going on too. So really great development on that character there, and a neat change on who the Mysterio is. Second issue of The Mummy from Image and Skybound, Universal Monsters. I loved all of these books so far. The Mummy's been pretty good so far as well too. This woman here is kind of like a later in life version of the woman that was the Mummy's main focus back then, from a previous life type of thing, and she's constantly being called to this this mummy. So the mummy ends up being awakened, and he calls her to him, and they can kind of see how their lives have intertwined after all these years. And now we start doing your typical mummy stuff, where the mummy's curse is coming around, and he's going around. He's found her. We'll see what happens from there. And what else have we got here? Lastly, we have from Dark Horse Comics, we have the second issue of the We Are Power Pals. It's a pretty funny book so far. We have two guys that kind of grown up losers. They were security guards on a movie lot and have gotten fired. And before that, when they were kids, they were the two main actors in kind of like a superhero series that never actually went on TV, or if they did, it was only for an episode or two. It never really went anywhere. And now they've decided that they're going to try and do these characters and go viral and make money that way. Except they really suck and they're dummies. So it's kind of funny. See where it goes from there. Nothing too serious. But yeah, they're trying to be the Power Pals, even though they don't have any rights to it. So, and they're out of shape and they're kind of losers. So, all right. That's what I read this week. Hopefully you saw something that you like that you didn't really know about before this, and maybe you can go pick it out. Support all these great artists.